Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Shift Drink. I'm your host, Rock Harper. Of course, right here on Get Vocal, where you can listen to the conversation, but also at the end, you can join it. Just like a bunch of social media platforms, only difference is you can join the conversation at the end of this. So make sure you hop into a vocal of your own right after the show. We can keep the convo going. And of course, I got one of the resident experts, I added an extra letter in there. My main man, Chef Jay Jackson, Mr. Foodtastic himself. What up, baby?
What's up? What's up? I got my drink of choice. I got my peach whiskey. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. I said I would sing if I don't know how to answer something. So
I love that. I love that. Yo, there might be some vodka in here, but I got a lot of work to do tonight. So, and I got to get up at like 4 o'clock.
This gives me strength, Bumps. This gives me strength.
Yeah.
Helps me stay up.
I got to give me a bottle of that, man. I see you. That's your thing. Yeah, I got to give me a bottle of that.
DC, I got you.
All right, my man. Let's get right into it. I posted a question on my Facebook the other day about I'm going to do some online cooking classes, and I wanted to know what people wanted to learn. And I got a ton of responses. Thank you to all my Facebook family who's listening and who responded on that. But I wanted to bring you in because I know that you take cooking seriously, and we're just gonna run down the questions. First topic is nutrition. So many people want to know about that. People with families, single folks. You're a healthy dude. I see you with the coffee talk, and then you in the gym. What is how do you eat healthy and still make great tasting food? That's one of the biggest things. People think they have to sacrifice flavor for nutrition. How do you approach that?
Not at all, not at all. Let me tell you my two keys to eating flavorful and healthy. Tip number one is the quality of your ingredient. Let me tell you something. There's something dynamic about a perfectly ripe tomato. Like something as simple as that. Like people don't the reason people are having, I think, such a hard time with some stuff is that they're not starting with a quality ingredient. They're setting themselves up for failure from jump. Because they're going to, no disrespect, but they're going to a very basic grocery store, or they're not going to a farmer's markets where they're getting it fresh up. They're not picking ingredients that are in season and ripe. They don't know how to pick the ingredient, So all these, like that little basic, starting off with a great ingredient is halfway. When you taste a sweet snap pea, I personally don't need anything else with that. But you start off with that, and then I think one of my secrets is good sauces. Good sauces that are good sauces.
Many people ask about sauces too.
Yeah, herb blends together. Good sauces that just set off. Because I used to be I have to have ketchup on everything.
Yeah,
ketchup, barbecue sauce, mumbo sauce. I needed one of those 3 sauces on everything. But then I learn how to actually put sauces together, and sugar-free sauces or sauces that were, basically herbs, which are good for you.
Yeah.
Citrus. I mean, people underutilize the power of citrus and how that brightens stuff up.
Yeah.
There's so many little things you can do to make food.
We got to collab on. We probably have to collab on a class. But I guess to summarize, what you're one of the biggest things is using real food, better
real food, good accompaniments, citrus.
Okay.
Citrus. They offer citrus as its own thing because it's that powerful. Citrus finishes, great way to brighten up foods. Perfect.
Yeah, I think that's we forget. People don't know how to go the opposite direction. We do salty, sweet, fat all the time, but to go the opposite direction can actually heighten some of those things that we love. Real quick, what do you think about vegan and plant-based living?
You listen, so every year, I don't know if everybody knows this, but every year I do Make Vegan Sexy Month. I'm not a vegan, definitely not a vegan. God's still working on me. But every May I do Make Vegan Sexy. I even started a page called Make Vegan Sexy, and so I do vegan recipes all month. I've gone vegan. The most longest I've gone is I think 3 months. I went vegan one time for 3 months. But vegan it's great. I try to eat less I think the biggest key for me when I did vegan the first time and what I learned from being vegan is one, sometimes people say I want to go vegan to be healthy, and it's actually they're not even accomplishing that because they're still eating pounds of sugar, pounds of like fat things, like even the replacement butters. Like there's still you can be unhealthy, very unhealthy, and vegan. Like there's a difference. Like what is your number one goals? For some people, it's just not want to affect animals. I get that, but for a good number of people, also, it's that they don't want to. They want to be healthy. Like that's their objective. And you have to learn how to be a healthy vegan because when I first did it, like I absolutely wasn't a healthy vegan. I'm eating a cinnamon roll. That's vegan.
Oreos are vegan.
Vegan, exactly. I can come up with a list of stuff that's vegan that's horrible for you. So becoming a smart, healthy vegan is like one of the first things that I had to learn. Like how do I become vegan in a smart way? And then being very organized is like the next key because the vegan population, as passionate as they are, it's only what 2% of the population. Like it's a super small number. So like the options aren't as plentiful as not being vegan is. So being organized about your own meal preparations and where you go to eat and how to eat, like those things are like the two key points to me. Like be healthy and to organize yourself so that you aren't setting yourself up for failure.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, what'd you say?
I'm sorry, my connection messed up. Okay. Thank you. Great stuff. So you have a newborn.
Dude.
Jones, aka Clyde Jones, aka Mark Jones, aka new daddy. Had a baby recently, and he asked a vegan question, but a lot of people have children. What do you think about cooking healthy for children and picky eaters, really,
I'm gonna be so on top of that, it's not even gonna be funny. Like processed food is not like I don't even know at what point he's gonna get introduced to processed food, but it's gonna be so far down the line that it's gonna be like he'll probably freak out when he has it. Like you set children up for success by the habits that you teach them early, by the habits that you demonstrate visually to them. So that requires me to hold myself accountable, at least in his sight.
Right.
Not eat, processed foods and just like, from making baby food, which I know I'm going to absolutely do, to, making the right decisions as far as when you eat out, and just not going for the quick solution, which is McDonald's. Like I grew up on McDonald's. I grew up on fast food. I was raised by a single mom, so I get it. But at the same time, there's ways around it if you're sincere about it and you're passionate about it. I think some people don't even know how to do it. So they just kind of like, I'm gonna go with what's convenient and easy. They'll live, they'll be okay. They'll make it. I was raised on McDonald's. I'm good to go now. But you set kids up for success, I think, from the jump. You got to start that super
early. Switching subjects, fried chicken. Like that's a hell of a segue. I'm passionate about fried chicken. Give me, we could do a whole show on fried chicken, but what's your essential advice when it comes to frying chicken?
Yo, number one, get some tasty spice. Get some tasty spice. They get tasty. But no, seriously, for me, chicken comes down to, and like a lot of people say you need to brine it. I personally don't think you need to brine fried chicken. I think a good buttermilk marinade is good, like overnight, and that's if I want to kind of flavor it in a spicy direction. So it'll be like a buttermilk hot sauce or some hot agent that's going to kind of penetrate the meat a little bit. But then after that, it just comes down to getting the oil temperature right and getting your spice blend right. And your spice blend can be something as simple as like almost like a trinity. So like onion powder, garlic powder, things like that, paprika, like a simple blend of like lemon pepper, like things that just kind of work together well. And like basic, and getting your oil temperature down so that you get a crispy. And some people like super thin fried chicken, and some people like a super thick crust, so double frying it. Like all those things come down to like what your own personal preferences are. I personally like kind of thin. I like just like a nice crispy single dipped floured fried chicken. I don't need like a 2-inch crust on it at all. I something nice and clean. So,
yeah. Give me some budgeting. That's a big thing. I know you play between DC and New York, and it's probably about 600 Whole Foods between both of your spots. But that's a big thing, for people. What's the number one thing, when going into a grocery store or shopping, where people need to, how people can save money?
Man,
with their money.
I'll be honest with you. I am probably not the best demonstrator of what I'm gonna say, because when I go into a grocery store, I just kind of go buck wild. I think that's because I'm a chef. I'm buying all the random stuff in the world. But I think just being organized is like the key to that. Just being super organized is like the way you set yourself up for success. But I'm not the one. I'm just be honest with you. I am not the one. I go into a grocery store and I go crazy every time. Yeah. Every time.
Yeah.
I buy a couple of stuff I have no plan. I take the little hand cart back and pull out the rolling cart every single time.
Thanks, Chef. Tell everybody where they can find you.
At Mr. Foodtastic. MrFoodtastic. Chef J.
I listen. Thank you all for joining us. We ran out of time. Man, that time just flies really quick. I think that was like less than 15 minutes, but I can unmute. Oh man, Chef Jay Jackson, Mr. Foodtastic. He's got spices. He's working on a bunch of projects. Check him out on Instagram, Facebook. Listen, we can keep this convo going. I got a couple more questions here talking about time. I got something in here where we were talking about flavors. And also, I want to go into that fried chicken. I'm a briner. So when he said you don't have to brine, I wanted to challenge him, but I couldn't. But jump on in if you're watching. We'd love to have you join the conversation. We're going to be in there for a few minutes. If you have questions, I know you live right now, Jay, on Instagram. I can switch on over to mine. If you got questions, hit us up on Instagram or just join the convo. Like if we said something that you don't agree with, love a healthy little debate. But thank you. This is Get Vocal right here. And this is Shift Drink on Get Vocal. I'll see you next week, every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern with another drink. We got the peach whiskey right there. I'm going to have something different than water next week, but we'll see you. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.